folks, it is Madeline from bubblemom.com again, and today's vlog is a little bit of a two-parter. So part one is going to be all about my first experience with YouShop, and part two is going to be an unboxing of the items that I finally got delivered through YouShop. So let's jump in. So YouShop is a program through New Zealand Post that assigns you a US mailing address and a UK mailing address. Now, to sign up for your mailing address, it is free, so there's no risk to take that initial step. The idea is that you order from all of your favorite shops in those countries, your packages get sent to the YouShop warehouse in those countries, and then they consolidate your packages and then do a sort of discounted shipping to New Zealand. That's supposed to be pretty fast. So I thought this sounds great. I have a ton of US stores that I really miss shopping from. I'm having a really tough time breaking my Amazon Prime addiction. We'll just call it what it is. And I couldn't wait to give this a try. So there are a few caveats. Number one is you still need to make sure that you are below that $400 New Zealand level, or else you will still get the same charges for duties and customs. And if you haven't read my blog post on that, I will link it below, but that is an unpleasant surprise when you do that for the first time and you don't realize exactly what you're getting yourself into. So I knew that all of my packages together had to be less than New Zealand $400. The second thing is I just didn't know how this process worked, and I didn't know exactly what the fees would be. So there is definitely an element of risk when doing this, because you are going to be shipping things and you're going to have no idea exactly how much the shipping is actually going to be when you place the orders. So those are kind of two things to be aware of if you choose to go the YouShop route. So what did I order? I decided I wanted to check to see how the consolidation would actually work, so I ordered two items. The first was a very cute black bag from a company I love called Coriana. The bag itself was for US $190, and they said that their international shipping was going to be $30. My second item that I purchased, and this is really silly, was a game for my kids off of Amazon. I keep seeing the Guess Who game around here, and I think my kids would love it, and it's getting to be winter here. It's kind of rainy. We're spending a lot more time indoors, so I thought this would be a good addition to our collection. However, in New Zealand, the Guess Who game is selling in stores now for New Zealand $45. I can get it off of Amazon for US $9.95, and Amazon said that it would be an additional US $9 to ship to New Zealand. So put those two items together and I've got $39 in US shipping, and then I've got my two items. Now, the one thing I can say about ordering from Amazon is that it typically takes around 2 weeks to get items shipped to New Zealand, from the day I place my order to the day it shows up at my door. Sometimes a little bit less, sometimes a little bit more, but that's a general rule of thumb that I have come to expect because, as I said, I have an Amazon addiction and I still order stuff from there because stuff like Guess Who is cheaper to order in the US and have shipped than it is to buy in the stores here. A big perk of YouShop is that it is a sales tax free address. So coming from Texas, we were charged 8.25% sales tax on pretty much everything. And so not having to pay that 8.25% tax, I thought would be a big bonus to having things shipped to this address in Portland, Oregon, as opposed to having things shipped to friends who might be coming over and visiting us, or another friend who kind of stockpiles all of my orders, and then when my husband has to fly back for work, he picks up everything that I've ordered and brings it back to New Zealand. So that is a plus. So what did my YouShop experience look like? First, I ordered my Coriana bag on a Sunday, and I was getting it personalized, and they said it would take about 3 days for the personalization to happen. So I got a message the following Wednesday that my package was being sent to the address in Portland, Oregon. Also on that Wednesday, it was the next day on Thursday, I placed my Amazon order because it was an overnight option to get the game to my address in in Oregon. And I saw that Friday that both of my packages had been signed for by whoever's working at the YouShop warehouse there. So I know on Friday my items were there in the warehouse in Oregon. However, on my YouShop interface, it didn't show any of that. It didn't show that they had any parcels for me. It didn't show that there was any record of them there. So I was starting to get a little bit nervous. I did use the register your expected package feature to try to expedite matching those boxes with my account. But as far as I can tell, that didn't do any good. In fact, one of those packages is still showing as expected, even though I have it now in New Zealand. So on Wednesday of the following week, I finally got an email from YouShop that said, congratulations, we have your packages. You need to go to the website so that you can pay for shipping before we mail them off. And I thought, oh, this is great. Let's see how much it's going to cost. So first thing is, they said that consolidation wasn't possible. So that was a little bit of a downer. Part of the appeal of using YouShop is so they could consolidate my packages, put everything into one box, and then I would have one shipping fee. But I didn't know that until the items actually got there, that they would not be able to consolidate them. Issue number 2 was that shipping wasn't cheaper. It was a little bit cheaper for the Coriana bag, but it was much more expensive for the game. In fact, they wanted to charge New Zealand $31 to ship the game to me, which I just thought was kind of funny that they would want almost twice as much as Amazon to do the same shipping. So that was a little bit frustrating. When I combined the two together, it was actually about 13 cents more expensive to use YouShop than it would have been to just have the company ship the items to me directly. That was a little frustrating because, again, there's no way to know that until the items are actually in the YouShop warehouse. The next frustrating thing was, even after I paid, and I paid on time on Wednesday, just shortly after I got my emails, nothing happened. I didn't get any updates. I knew that my boxes were due to be here in 9 to 14 days, but there was no indication that anything was happening with them. In fact, I didn't receive another notification until the next Saturday that they were on their way to New Zealand, and then I was told that they would arrive about 12 days later. So a little frustrated with the lack of communication and lack of timeliness. The items were slated to arrive exactly at the end of that 14-day period. So it was within the expected time, but still there were those few days where after I had paid, there was no movement and no communication. I was pleasantly surprised. So last night was the 24th. I got 4 emails, 2 for each box, saying that first, my packages were in New Zealand, and second, they had cleared customs. So I'm thinking maybe one of the advantages to using YouShop is a quick breeze through customs, but I gotta say the delay in shipping made the travel time longer. So I was happy to see that. Again, there was no information on what my expected arrival date was, so I didn't know if things were still going to be waiting until the 29th or if because they were here, I was going to get them sooner. I had no idea. This morning, however, my boxes arrived on my front door, so I was happy to get them 4 days earlier than I anticipated. That was a nice surprise. But still, it was 16 days after ordering from Amazon, and it was about 20 days after ordering from Coriana. So I don't think I saved any time. In fact, it might have even been a little bit longer going through YouShop. And again, it was more expensive for the 2 items. So will I use YouShop again? Probably not. I would have to think long and hard before doing that just because there's no way to know if the items are going to be consolidated or not. And that's where I see the real benefit of a service like this being. I would like for them to be, the things to be combined so there's one box, one fee. Because other than that, it's probably, especially if it's an Amazon item, it's probably cheaper just to get Amazon to ship it directly. Maybe with larger items, I would use YouShop, but the unknown factor is a bit unsettling, and I'd rather just know how much I'm going to pay and not be surprised later on. so now is probably the fun part, the second part of this video, which is a little bit of an unboxing of the items that I got. So I'm gonna cover up my address here. So this is how the box came. They had clearly gone through it when they had the box in the warehouse in Portland, Oregon. So don't send anything you don't want people rummaging through, because they will definitely do that. But if we open it up inside, we've got a little tissue paper, definitely crumpled. We have the Coriana card with my order information and some information about the company. Information on their upcycling process, which I really like. And let's see, we have the Coriana dust bag. It's very simple, goes along with their aesthetic. And then the mini bag. So I was really excited about getting this bag because it is a 3-in-1 bag. You can carry it as a pouch, you can wear it as a crossbody, and you can wear it as a belt bag. So if you see closely, the top flap is this really pebbled leather, and then the body of the bag itself is just a very smooth, smooth grain leather. There's no pocket back here. I wish there was, but again, it is not an expensive bag. I had to stay under that $400 New Zealand level. But one thing that I love about this is you can get it monogrammed, and I'm from Texas. I am a Southern girl. I love all things monogrammed, I cannot lie. It's pretty fantastic. So inside there are 2 straps, one for the crossbody, and that one is quite a bit longer than the shorter belt strap. Both have these little divots. They're quite long. They've got an extra leather ring right down here, and then quite a few options so you can make it as long or short as you want, which I really love. On the inside, you'll see there are these little loops on the inside flap, and that is for the crossbody function. And then you'll see inside there's some little slits right there. You can kind of see it on the side, and that is for the belt bag function. Inside there is one main pocket, and then just a little pocket to put phone. It's kind of tough to see with the black interior, but I gotta say I am pretty impressed just with the quality of the leather at first glance. The stitching seems to be quite well done. This is again, just something I'm looking forward to. I mainly went it for the belt bag function because I want to be able to throw my phone, a wallet, and my keys in and be able to go to the park with my kids and have my hands free and run around and chase after them. So I'm pretty excited to give this a little test run this weekend. Check out that monogram. The magnetic closure is really simple to use. It just snaps shut. It seems to be fairly strong. And no, Coriana is not sponsoring this video. I'm just really excited to get their bags. I haven't seen anything like this in New Zealand, and I could get it without paying for duties and customs. That I got again was a game for my kids, and it came in Amazon Prime packaging. So I still have my Amazon Prime account even though we're in New Zealand now, because I do get a lot of things shipped to friends. It's a great way to send gifts to family back home where I don't have to worry about shipping, and I feel like I'm still getting my money's worth out of it. So we're hanging on to that for now. Amazon did ship this to my address in Oregon. And again, the package was opened there. They rummaged around in it. So again, don't send anything you would not want people to see. But inside the box, we have, Guess Who? Classic board game. I'm so excited to play this with the kids. I remember loving this game when I was a kid, and I think my 4 and just about 6-year-old will get a lot of use out of this as we go through a really rainy Auckland fall and winter.